What's up, my dudes? In this video I'm going to teach you a little bit about avocado leaves. Now, avocado leaves are something that can be used in place of other type of leaves that you would use in your practice, whether that be like bay leaves or any sort of rose petal leaves or any sort of plant leaves that you can think of. You can pretty much find a use for. The reason why I like avocado leaves, other than them being like unique and not bay leaves, is they are a lot bigger. So I don't know where you would have to go to find a bay leaf even remotely this big, but this is also not even the full size. It's actually wider than this on this side of the petal, but it is folded over. So yeah, that is pretty large for a leaf. This is very good if you want to write any sort of affirmations down. If you're using something larger, like a larger size Sharpie, even if your Sharpie does have a finer tip like this, it's still a lot easier to write out your specific intentions onto the leaf, and it's also something that's a bit larger, so you can write out more specifics rather than just writing something general. And on the other side of it, there's also these ridges, so if you wanted to, you could also write something along where the stem is. So for this leaf, you could write something right on the top on this side, and then going from each of the stems going out, you can write a different intention on each side that would go towards the overall branching affirmation or whatever you're going for. That's a little something extra that you can do if you are creating this and you are wanting to write on a leaf. Something you could also do is write a sigil on this. So if you make any sort of custom sigils, or maybe you have a custom sigil that you want to work with, creating this on an avocado leaf is better than creating on a bay leaf, because it's a lot more space and you can really get in some intricate details if you have a larger sigil or just want to write any more information like that. But yeah, if you also want to use this in your practice, very good grounding energy and very good for stability or any sort of grounding, earthy workings that you want to work with. But yeah, that's a little bit about avocado leaves and how you can use them in your practice. Here is a spell so you can better see how to actually go about using this in your practice. So the top effect is what you overall want in your life or you want to manifest. And then the bottom things are either different ways that you can go about creating that certain thing at the top. So if you want safety, you can go about how you want to create safety going along this, or you can specify what type of safety by going over the details on the specific parts that you want to be safe. So if you want to be safe in your home, safe in your mind, so if you want to be safe in your home, safe in your body, safe in your mind, these are 3 different ways that you can go about creating safety, but it's also something that you can focus on in your safety to keep in mind. This is just for a protection working, so if you want to do any sort of protection working, this is something you can do for that. On the back side, we can actually create a sigil. I'm going to show you a very basic sigil and just something that you can use if you are new to your practice, or if you just want to provide a bit more enhancement into your practice. So this right here, it's very crude, but it's very impactful. You are the center, you're creating 4 walls around you, and then at each point you can sort of add an extra dot to sort of anchor it. But this is the basics of a protection sigil. You want to have the target in the middle, and then you want to surround that in a defense. You don't necessarily have to use a square. You can use whatever type of shape that you want to. This is just what I chose, and this is the simplest shape to sort of get the basics of protection. You want 4 walls protecting you, you want walls protecting you, you want something protecting you, then you're on the inside. Make sure there's also a buffer, so if you want to, you can place different sigils that are maybe smaller inside of the box. That will just help amplify it, or you can place them on the outside of the box to sort of defend your protection before anything gets to that. There's multiple different ways of going about this, but this is just the simplest way and also the easiest to remember if you're just doing this on the fly. And to activate this, what we're going to do is we're going to burn this. If you do not want to burn it, or maybe you have a certain limitation where you can't burn things in wherever you're practicing, you could either burn this outside, or if you want to, you can just fold this up. I would suggest if you are working with a larger leaf, it will snap regardless, but you want to crease it in the middle and then you want to fold it towards you. If you fold it outwards, this is more of setting up defenses. If you are focusing more on yourself, so like I said, the safety for the home, the body, and the mind, these are different things that you want to, depending on what you're focusing on, you may want to cast that outward, or you may want to cast it inward. It really doesn't matter the way you fold it, but that's just something to keep in mind if you are going to be folding this rather than burning it. And if you are going to burn it, make sure you are burning it on something safe. This is ceramic, so it's not going to break. And there's also a fire resistant sheet underneath this in case this does spontaneously combust and then embers fly everywhere. Also have a fire extinguisher and all that other jazz. But yeah, if you are going to be burning this, you could either place it by the stem like I'm doing. If it doesn't have a stem, maybe it's if it doesn't have the stem on it, maybe it's something smaller like this. You can just hold this with a pinça and then you can just burn it that way, or you can just place it on a dish with some lighter fluid and you can burn it that way. It really just depends on what you have, what the leaf is like, or what your limitations are. While you're burning this, you can lick the leaf to put your own DNA into this, or you can sign it if you have a specific target in mind. You can also write their initials on this to sort of target that effect. While this is burning, you want to focus on your main goal, and then as it's burning down entirely, you want to focus on these steps that will either bring you to that goal or different ways that you want to focus on that goal. So keep that in mind. And now that it's burnt, any of the leftover ingredients, you could either give it out into nature if you didn't put any oils on it, or you can just leave this at an altar to sort of give that as offering, or you can place this into a protection bag or a protection spell jar, anything like that to aid in your protection, or anything that focuses on protection, you can just add this to it. Make sure it's completely done, and make sure once you're done with all your ingredients, you clean up your space and you seal in the intentions after it's done burning. So as the last bit of stem is burning, make sure you seal in your intentions, and then once you're done, then you can just place it into whatever you want. But yeah, that's the end of the video, and that's different ways you can use avocado leaves in your practice, and different ways you can go about doing different spells with them. If you'd like to know more about how to use different products or how to use different materials in your practice, just subscribe down below. Have a good day, not life. Enjoy yourself. Be happy.